We get asked a lot, how long is my divorce going to take? And I always have to give the lawyer answer, it depends. So the shortest amount of time your divorce could possibly take in Texas without any domestic violence issues would be 60 days. The statute in Texas says it's got to be on file for at least 60 days before the court has the authority to grant the divorce. Now, if there's been some domestic violence issues, there's some statute carve-outs that allow that to be shortened. But failing that, you're talking a minimum of 60 days. Now, the reality is, in most divorces, we've got to do a little bit of discovery when it comes to the money. We've got to figure out who's got what money and what happened to the money and how we're going to divide it, what's left to divide, what should be there to divide, etc. And that normally takes a little bit longer than 60 days. If both parties are cooperating reasonably towards getting all that discovery done and we figure out all the finances fairly quickly, and if we're cooperating with how we're going to raise the children and we're not going to fight about it, it generally goes about 4 to 6 months for most cases with children. The legal steps to a divorce, they're fairly simple. I mean, somebody files a petition for divorce. That's the lawsuit. And make no mistake, even in an agreed or uncontested divorce, it is a lawsuit. One party has got to sue the other party. Generally speaking, the other party is going to file an answer, so that's a legal step to file an answer into the court. The easiest it could be, the final legal step would be to have an order. If everybody agrees, we can just get an agreed order and sign it and get it on the books, have a judge rule on that, and then it's done. Those are the bare minimum steps for a divorce in Texas. Now, there's other legal steps that are likely to happen in the middle of all of that. There could be a mediation. There should be a mediation. There could be court hearings to resolve interim issues. There could be discovery issues going back and forth. Can a divorce in Texas be done simply and quickly with a bare minimum of legal steps? Yes, but that's very uncommon. Most divorces involve 4, 5, or 6 legal steps along the way. In a Texas divorce, the kinds of documents that you're going to need, first of all, just setting any kid issues aside and just talking about dividing the money, at a bare minimum, you're going to need current copies of all financial statements for both parties. This at least gives both sides an equal opportunity to put together a spreadsheet of all the money, all the things that we're going to divide and go forward in a divorce. So just at a bare minimum, you're going to need account statements for anything with money in it, anything involving something that we're going to divide. And that includes debt, credit card debts, mortgages, car notes, that sort of thing. Mediation to me is the best thing possible in family law. If you go to court, you're putting everything in front of a judge who may have a bad day, a judge who may look at you and decide they don't like you because they don't like someone who's wearing that color, or they have some internal prejudice that you'll never know about. It's tricky putting things in front of a judge to decide. Mediation takes that out of the picture. In Texas, if you go to mediation to settle your divorce and you get a fully executed mediated settlement agreement, the judge must follow that agreement, and the judge has no room to wiggle or change that. Mediation is just an awesome process, I think, in Texas, because you go to a mediator, both sides get to have input and communicate back and forth with the other side. And just like you did in marriage, even if you had a bad marriage, at some point you negotiated things between yourselves. And this is kind of like a final negotiation to just settle it up and get it done. And it works 95+% of the time. If you have any questions about what to expect in your Texas divorce, give us a call at the Dohlen Law Firm.